Hello everybody, Naughty Nana does it. How you doing today? What a great day it is today. The weather's beautiful. It's a little crisp, but it's nice and sunny. Oh, just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So how's everybody? Good, I hope? I'm doing pretty good. Got a smile on my face. Sometimes it's all you need to get by. Fake it till you make it sometimes, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I want to talk about East Palestine. That's right, in Ohio, that big train derailment. Now, I'm going to talk about Orange Moose Knuckle there. That's right. So anyway, now he showed up on Wednesday in Palestine. Did you see the holy goddamn show he put on? Sweet suffering Jesus. If he's not throwing paper towels at people, this time he's bringing bottled water. But you know what? There's something about that bottled water, I'm just saying. He said Trump water's the best water ever. Well, he didn't tell these people that he bankrupted the Trump Water Company in 2010, and that water's been sitting in them bottles since at least then. So the water might be all right, but you know the chemicals that make up the plastic? They kind of leach into that water. So he may be causing more hazard than he thinks he is. Because he's not being generous. He's just getting rid of that shit because it was laying around in some warehouse that probably wants him the hell out of there. I'm just saying. But anyway, he's got on his high horse there about it's all Pete Buttigieg's fault and Joe Biden's fault. That's right. And he said Joe Biden cared more about the Ukrainians than he did the American people. Well, you and I know that's just a whole bunch of horse shit. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's what he was going on about. Now, Governor DeWine, who is a Republican governor with a Republican House and a Republican Senate, said that as soon as the disaster happened, old Joe Biden, that's not caring about Americans, was the first one on the phone to Governor DeWine, offering help, telling him anything you need. If there's any problems, give me a call. And DeWine said, nope, looks like we've got it covered. Everybody started showing up within hours of the derailment. So DeWine kind of said, no, I think we got this. And he said, trust me, if something happens, I'll get on the phone and talk to him. So that's all it was. There's no big fight going on or anything like that. Now, DeWine says there's no need to call him back, I guess, because the much needed help was already on the way. Or if he feels he can do it all by himself, more power to him. But let's see how it works out first. Because the EPA and everybody else showed up in droves, and they're trying to do a big, massive cleanup. And now the EPA said that Norfolk, or Southern Norfolk, whatever it is, the railroad company, they're the ones that are going to have to pay for all that cleanup. Because that derailment was their fault. One of the ball bearings on that train reached 219 degrees. That's right, and it showed varying degrees as it went, and you could see the flickers and stuff on some night vision cameras that are set along the tracks and stuff like that. They seen all that. But you know what? If they had it kept their eyes open, all those cars should have had more than 2 people on board. I'm just saying. Back in the old days, there used to be a bunch of people in the caboose and stuff like that. But they got rid of those and put them out to pasture. So I think there should have been more people in too on there. Or maybe they would have seen those warnings. Just saying. That's just me, though. Now, during the Trump administration, there were 5,003 train derailments in the United States. Neither Trump or his transportation secretary, Elaine Chow, who's married to Bitch McConnell, neither one of them showed up. So, they never went to one single disaster. 44,360 train accidents, with many having fatalities, and still, Trump and Chow never showed up to any of them. 58,920 hazardous waste leaks and spillings resulted in 26 deaths, dozens of injuries, and Trump didn't even call FEMA or anybody else to go in and check out the disaster. So, that's how much he cares about the people. While Trump was in power, he took steps to undo critical safety measures Obama had already put in place that would have mandated braking features on trains hauling toxic substances. Now, August 3rd, 2017, in his first 8 months, Trump said he is getting rid of costly and unnecessary regulations. Much work left to do, but the effect will be great. Business and jobs will grow. That was a tweet. Then Fortune magazine on the 21st of September 2018 said Trump rolls back train braking rule meant to keep oil tankers from exploding in our communities. And you know what communities they're going to be exploding in, right? Because rich mansions and stuff like that, all them rich people, they're not going to have noisy trains going past their houses. That's all in the poorer end of town. That's who gets those things. That's who gets the spills and all the rest of the stuff and the explosions. Now, the Trump administration canceled or delayed 1,500 regulatory actions in 2017. Now, Trump had a ribbon cutting. Do you remember this? He was sitting there in, I think it was the Oval Office there, and he had those great big giant stacks of paper. He had one stack that was maybe, I don't know, it was like 8 by 11 sheets, and there was like 4 rows like that, and it was maybe a foot and a half high. That's it, and it said 1960 on it. That was regulations that they put in place back in 1960. And then he has today, which was, I think it was 2017, 2018 maybe. Can't remember the exact date. But anyway, he had a stack that was 6.5, maybe 6 feet, 4 inches tall. And it was 5 sheets across, I don't know how many deep. But he had the thing on there today, and then he had a big red ribbon going across like that from today to 1960. Now, that was all the new regulations that were put in place because things change, time moves on, innovations, new discoveries, things get better, things get built better. There's got to be regulations to keep it safe for everybody, right? Like Jolly Jumpers. There was a few of those that had to be taken off them out because kids were getting smashed down on the floor with those things. So that's why you have regulations for stuff, to keep people safe. But he cut a ribbon on that and said, we're going to cut most of these regulations. And he did, 1,500 of them. So anyway, he said, we are a nation of explorers and pioneers and innovators and inventors, and regulations have been hurting that and hurting it badly. Let's cut the red tape and make America great again. And we are doing that by getting rid of unnecessary regulations. Now, who's it unnecessary for? Is it the people that are going to get hurt? Does he give a shit about them? No, it's unnecessary because need those kickbacks from all those big companies and CEOs and shit like that. Apparently the CEO of that train thing gave a great big donation to one of them Republicans in Ohio just about a month or two ago. Just saying. But anyway, there he is pictured with the big stacks of papers, cutting a big ribbon. But by the time all the regulations, by the time we are done, the regulations we have today will be less than 1960. Now, that's scared the supreme shit out of just about everybody listening to this. Now, in Joe Biden's 24 months as president, he's passed 23 bipartisan bills like infrastructure, lowering insulin costs, reducing student debt, gun safety legislation, ensuring that the rail company should pay for all the cleanup and medical bills for those injured parties, and they need more soil testing and water testing because those that have private wells in Palestine, they're afraid to drink their water because that stuff might have leached straight into the soil. Because after the explosion, there was that little downfall of stuff coming from the sky. So the kids don't want to walk on the lawn, and if you have an in-ground well on your property, you don't want to drink that water. And you sure as hell don't want to drink Trump's water that his business went out, was bankrupt in 2010. You don't want to be drinking that water either. So I'm just thinking that the EPA making the railroad company pay for all this stuff. And then, oh my God, Southern Norfolk Railway, they said they're going to, generous of them, I must say, they're going to give $6 million for injuries. They made over $70 billion last year in fucking profits, and they're going to give them $6 million. Any of the town that went to the hospital or anything, or any of the firefighters that get injured or clean up people that get injured, cleaning up that goddamn mess, their medical bills are going to be worth more than that. So they can take a long, hard suck of my arse. That's what they can do. I think they should be out there, and I'm thinking the town might even sue the company. If it was my town, I'd be getting a class action lawsuit lawyer together and getting that shit done pronto. Now, before I go, just one quick thing. Brian Tyler Cohen now has a Spanish, does his thing in Spanish. That's right. He has translated his shows into Spanish, so people like the Puerto Ricans in Florida can get the real news and not just the shit from Fox News. Anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, take care of you. This story's going to keep going for months, I'm sure. I love you so much. Love me, like me, share me. Press the subscribe button or punch it or whatever the hell they're saying these days. I love you so much. Be good, be safe, be good to you. Mwah.